Royalty arrives in San Antonio later today. The King and Queen of Spain will be here as a part of a Tricentennial celebration. King Felipe and Queen Letizia arrived in New Orleans late Thursday night. Both San Antonio and the Big Easy were founded in the same year, and both were Spanish colonies for some time. Yesterday, the mayor of New Orleans presented the King with the key to the city. The King said more needs to be done to let people know about New Orleans' rich history.
It might be said that Spain's history here in Louisiana is not sufficiently well known, despite the amount of painstaking research by historians and academics. Therefore, we must work to make this Spanish heritage and, no less importantly, the enduring Spanish legacy here much more widely known.
This morning, jazz musicians and Mardi Gras Indians will perform for the royal couple before they leave for San Antonio. And while they're here, the royals will inaugurate 2 new art exhibitions. They'll also stay until Monday, then head to Washington, D.C. The royals will then visit with President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump on Tuesday.